when you're at a baseball stadium full of 50,000 people, but you're in your own little world with your person.
Let me preface this.
Oh, okay. But like
they were like,
oh my God, I can't. Chef Tatsu was like, that should be a tutorial of how to slurp ramen.
oh my gosh, he did. He goes, that's how you slurp ramen correctly in my country. And we lost it. I was like, that is such a perfect thing for him to say.
As always, this episode is presented by Legends Attic.
We had a great event with Isaac Bruce. Guys, they do events, right? Mm-hmm. And they're always so beautiful no matter what sport, and the fans. Check them out. Follow them on Instagram. We're always posting about what's going on there as well. And we're going to be there to interview a lot. We got to be on ESPN.
That was so much fun. Talking Dodgers with those guys.
On draft day.
And you know what? It was so fun to walk in and see new pieces there. They have like this Dodger wall right now, which is Bueller and
Joe Kelly and Freddie, and that epic shot of Freddie. Yeah.
So I love walking in and just seeing what's new there. So make sure to check them out, their Instagram, their website, and just stay tuned for more fun events at Legends Attic to come. And now to the episode. I just want somebody to talk Dodgers to me. Well, you know, Noah Davis, the one who threw one pitch and then we lost that one game, they already sent him away. And that's how we got Saucer, who pitched last night, 5 innings. Mm-hmm. He was great. They call him an innings eater. He was just there like a Pac-Man to eat innings.
He really was. We kept looking, and he was just still in.
I know. Mm-hmm. Actually, he did really well. And yesterday was supposed to be a bullpen game. We only used Jack Dreyer, started it off, who I think has the body like Will Smith. His bottom half.
I guess, yeah.
I don't know. They like have the same bottom half. It was reminding me of him.
I still have zero comment on that.
Just like you have no comments about how flexible Roki is.
Well, now I've seen it, and yeah, very flexible. He really does get his leg up there.
I know. Mm-hmm. I really like how the women picked the songs last night.
Rojas is the one who really showed me his flexibility when he was pitching as Roki.
I know. But
yeah, I know
Will's daughter's favorite song is Pink Pony Club.
And it just puts me back at spring training. I know. And it was so fun. We had fun.
I know. That was like our theme song.
Yeah.
And every time it came on last night, I was so excited.
It was so fun. That Airbnb was great.
I know.
Well, here we are in a new studio.
We
still definitely have some tweaks. We have a rug coming still. Mm-hmm. I don't know if you guys can see it, but we need a few more bats.
Actually, this bat right here is signed by Kirk Gibson.
That's so cool.
So we have just a lot of support behind us.
I know.
I put a card from my mom in here and signed books by Ron Shelton and Joe Kelly.
Yeah. And a lot of the stuff filling in, that's like, you know, our partnership with Legends Addict, which is so fun. Mm-hmm. You know, being able to tap into a lot of the different things they have. Adam's plant's here.
That's what he contributed for right now.
Okay.
I need you to bring some stuff.
Yeah. I will. Some photos. It'll be fun to see it evolve.
I know. I'm actually excited for the listeners, the ones who watch, to watch it evolve each week and watch us continue to add more. And one day we definitely will go through and say what every little thing is, because everything is personal. And it's going to make us feel even more at home and comfortable here.
Yeah.
But anyway, welcome back to Talk Dodgers to me. I'm Melissa Meyer.
And I'm Jacqueline Ruiz.
And we're coming off a great Dodger win. Actually, my favorite kind of win, where we scored 15 runs last night.
It was so great. I mean, going last night was last minute, and we kind of told ourselves, like, if there's an opportunity to go and we can go, like, we say yes. Mm-hmm. And because once we're there, once we sat down, it's just like,
I know.
It's so nice to be back.
It is.
It never gets old.
So last night was really, really last minute. Mm-hmm. We didn't even know we were going until 5:30 p.m. And I live an hour and a half from Dodger Stadium. So
it's never that last minute. My cousin Noelle was like, are you going on Wednesday today? And I go, I don't know. It's always so last minute. I didn't mean that last minute.
Well, it was pretty perfect because it was women's night. So we had to be there. Mm-hmm. It was like opening day. We had to be there for opening day. So it all worked out. We walked in as Shohei hit a home run.
Yeah.
That was
Hearing the
pretty
crowd.
perfect.
It kind of reminded me of old school days. Like we were talking about how games just now started to become shorter. And, sometimes when games were long, like you really didn't always make that first pitch. You kind of, and I always remember when I would park and like you hear the roar of the crowd and something happened. It just makes you more excited to just like, I got to get in there. Like, what's happening?
I know. Actually, it was really quick getting in to the stadium because we're driving in right at like 7 o'clock, but we're like trying to get in as quick as we can because we hear the crowd and we're like, oh, something good happened.
I know. Oh my gosh, that's so funny.
So we walked into a Shohei homer and that was pretty great.
Broke the streak for him. He's finally back on the board.
First homer as a dad.
Yeah, and he still has like in 25 games, like 29 runs, like 25 hits. Like his stats are just unreal.
I think that was his 7th homer. We've been watching him steal a couple times. Actually, you know who's stealing like crazy? Andy.
Everybody.
Andy.
Even Will Smith.
Even Will Smith.
I mean, everybody is stealing. And for some reason, like we don't get out. To the point where
the Marlins weren't even throwing to try and get us out when we were stealing last night. They didn't even attempt to.
What do you think that is about?
They know they can't get us out.
I mean, it was very, very obvious that they were not throwing to second. Like even trying. And
I know.
I don't know. I mean, they've challenged plays and they keep getting shut down on it. And they challenged Will Smith actually running and stealing the base. And then he won. And then last night he got challenged again and he won. And I just see him behind home plate and he's just like clapping his mitt. And I'm like, yeah.
Yeah. And Will has been getting a lot of people out. So really happy for him. He's having a great season so far.
Great season. He's actually, I mean, not that he wasn't enjoyable to watch last year, but I think he took on such a different role.
Totally.
And he was a lot more focused in just like other aspects that, maybe he wasn't as comfortable to settle in and, I don't know. The stealing of the bases to me is like, that's confidence. And that's what I really love seeing with our boys. It's because it's confidence. Like they feel like the ability to get there. They know they can get there. And the other teams are really boosting the confidence.
Well, lately.
Yeah.
After, we lost to Adam's team for quite a while, we're getting our confidence back.
Yeah, I mean that's baseball. That was so many series ago.
Yeah, nothing like a road trip from the Pirates and the Marlins to get you guys back on track.
Hey, we'll take it. People are trying to tell us that we walk in with our noses in the air and don't care about teams, but hey, you know what? Maybe we needed to be humbled. Sure. I don't know. I don't think so, but we should be beating them. So I'm glad our boys are standing up because if we weren't, people would be talking crap about that too.
I mean, I think we should have swept the Pirate series, but it was really fun to go to game 1. There was so much hype around Skeens versus Yamamoto. It was so crowded.
Really crowded.
So crowded getting in there. And like it's been so far, it felt like October baseball at that moment. But almost immediately, I felt like the crowd just died when the game started going. And it's not like Yoshi pitched poorly, but Skeens was on fire. He was so good.
You know how fun it is to just watch an athlete thrive? Like there's sometimes you just can't do anything about it. When it's their night, it's their night. And it's like some of our players would get some hits and stuff like that. And it just really wasn't coming together. But like Skeens was he locked in differently.
Oh yeah.
And sometimes you just got to let it ride.
That was the most pitches he threw in a game ever.
And I think he got a 9 strikeout. It's like I think it's a record for him.
Nice.
Cool.
Okay, well, congrats to him. But
glad.
Guys, you got to learn how to hit him. To our guys.
Yeah.
And
then,
I was learning about Sandy Alcantara because he's a really good pitcher. Like he's one of the best, right, Adam? Like he's one of the best pitchers.
On the Marlins.
Not in MLB.
He's good. Yeah, he is very good. I don't follow the Marlins all that closely. I don't know how he's doing this season, but I can look up his stats.
Well,
he's
coming off of Tommy John.
He has been very good in the last few seasons.
I feel like he's always in the talks of best pitchers, but
is that who we saw last night?
Yeah, and we were doing really well against him. So I was surprised because I thought he would be the hardest for us to face.
Mm-hmm.
But because he's coming off Tommy John surgery, I think he's still trying to find his groove.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, giving him some grace.
Totally. But
for
I
his
mean,
performance.
going back to like Friday, you know, it's like playing pitchers like Skeens and having them come with their best baseball is only making us better.
Mm-hmm.
It only helps us. It only helps the timing. It helps us face the other pitchers. It helps us attack. I don't know. I love that. I love that their baseball is very competitive right now, and it's making beautiful baseball. And that's what I love the most. It's like the games on both ends are just, you are kind of on your seat because you really don't know. And it's like our boys can't let up because every time they're just right there.
Mm-hmm.
Yesterday was a good breakthrough. I guess Sunday too.
Oh, yeah. Our bats started hitting like crazy. But you know what I'm really enjoying more than anything this season is the small ball. I feel like we're kind of piggybacking on last season and just how in sync our team was. Because when you watch them make these great defensive plays and one batter gets on and then the next batter goes on and they create that momentum, like what that says to me is how bonded our team is and how in sync they are. So I know that will only continue to grow and get better.
I mean, I said it a few episodes ago, like base hits win ball games. They just keep it going because a base hit turns into a double, which turns into a 2-run home, you know, and then the homers pop in and then you get a triple and then you get another base hit. And it's like everyone just chipping away and it's just like giving the momentum.
Yeah. And just playing smart baseball. Even like the Tommy walk-off, when Kike got up, I'm thinking, you know, big moment, Kike Hernandez is going to hit a home run or something. He bunted. So he bunted the guy over. That set it up for Tommy to get a walk-off, bring in runs, and we win the game. Like, it was perfect. Then I was thinking, like, that's the type of play that if it goes poorly, all the questions are, why would Dave have Kike bunt in that position or something like that? What do you think?
I miss bunting from the game.
But it went perfectly. But it doesn't always go that perfectly.
Of course it doesn't always. But I miss that. Like, I miss that aspect of the game. My Uncle Mike used to always say it within the last like 10 years, like, where's the bunting? Where's the bunting? You know? And it's true. Like, I remember when I played coming up as a power hitter, I was always in the 3, 4, 5 spot, depending on the team. And like people would, you know, coaches would come up to me after because sometimes I'd lay down a bunt because people back up for me, back up. And it's like, you see that little like spot and you're just like, you know, and it's so fun. But I love that aspect of the game of just sometimes placing the ball. And Kike I am in awe of him right now.
He's such a smart baseball player.
It's not even like we love his fun. We love his, you know, sometimes for me, especially when someone on my team and, you know, you always kind of have that funny person or that person with like this personality. But one of my biggest pet peeves is like when you don't know how to reel it in. And it's almost like, okay, not right now, you know? And I just feel like he uses his funny, but he, like when he's serious and like he's a little more locked in, it's not like, what's wrong with Kike? Like, why isn't he just being funny? Like, da-da-da. It's more of like, it makes me lock in and like he's thinking and he's kind of quiet. It makes like me think and kind of be quiet. And to me, that's a leader.
Yes.
Like he's just like, no, right now let's focus in. And it's not about like, oh, he's just not being himself because he's not that one aspect. Like I could just tell he's locking himself in. And I just love that. I love the leadership of that. And
I mean, when we went on the Baseballs and Boring podcast and we had such a good time talking
Sunday night, that was so fun, especially after a win.
Yes. But when he was asking us about different players and we're talking about Kike, like it's also cool to see these players that we've watched for so many years evolve and like come into their own, because I feel like right now he knows his role on our team and he can read the room to see what it needs. Does he need to bring some energy and a spark and some comic relief to the clubhouse? Or is it the time to lock in and give someone like Andy some advice, or be the lead by example guy and show up early for practice? Or is he the guy that gets up and needs to bunt the guy over to get a run in? I just feel like he knows his role in every aspect of the game and for the team. And honestly, he's awesome. I love him so much. I love everything about him as a baseball player and a person. Did you see that really amazing story of the little girl that made him the bracelet and he wore it and he like thanked her in person and told her he'd wear it to the game? And when he wore it, he hit a 3-run homer.
I know. That was a really cute viral moment. You talked about Andy. I've heard a lot about how Teo has become a mentorship and like just different points, now like kind of like looking at how the outfields ran and things like that. I mean, traditionally center field is kind of what like runs your outfield and like you listen to your center fielder in so many ways. But it was cool how Teo, who he is as a player and for the team, how he's like kind of just taking control of like, I think his experienceness of it, it's not so much that he's like, I'm running this. It's more of just like talking how to like play off. I don't know. I'm kind of curious and want to dive a little bit more into. I'm curious what their mentorship is. Like, what do they talk about?
I know. We just got to get on that clubhouse and talk to them all.
I know.
But it's cute hearing people talk about the Teo and Andy Pages relationship and that he's like the big brother. I just love hearing that, and I wonder what their conversations are.
I'm sure this fact that they both are fluent in Spanish too helps.
Definitely. But even right now, like they're our hottest two players. So I wonder if there's any like competitiveness between them. I know I was listening to something and they were talking about how our bullpen guys often throw out there who they think is going to hit a home run, and like they're taking bets and things like that. Oh, this is what I wanted to tell you. Who do you think in our bullpen is the funniest guy? Like, who do you think the bullpen guys would say is the funniest of them all?
And it's probably someone super random.
I don't know.
Well, more random than Bonda?
Kirby.
He's so serious.
Right? I was so shocked. I think it was Tanner Scott who said
interesting.
The funniest guy in the bullpen. He's like, oh, Kirby for sure. And I'm like, Kirby, really? I thought maybe Vesia or Bonda.
Well, Bonda, he like wore the mask.
Yeah.
And like, do you know how he's had little key moments of like his personality? And it's almost like, does he only give that to, like, so I can kind of see if like maybe him. Kirby, I don't know if it's because we interviewed him and I started the season with him but I just want him to do so well. And when he goes up there, like he's so serious, but it's because I just feel like he cares. And like, he knows he has a job and he's not going to get innings on innings on innings to do it. And he knows why he's in it. And it breaks my heart when it doesn't come through, but when it does and it clicks, like he's just like, it's all he wants is just succeed in the moment that he's given. And it's a great mindset.
What else could we want our players' mindsets to be but that? And I feel like they all are like that. All of our bullpen guys, they are cheering each other on. It's their inning, get those 3 outs,
totally.
Pass the torch to the next guy. It's the same as our hitters.
When Tommy did his walk-off, like all of them are on the field and they're and it's like, I see Yates just like smiling, like just skipping, like, just wanting to cheer everybody. And I'm just like, man, it's when you put in that like focus and hard work and then there's success and you see your people coming around and like supporting and making the vision all come together. It's great because that's what you need.
Do you know how many times I watch those videos over again and I focus in on one player? Because I could seriously watch the dugout the entire game because do you know what makes me so happy is to watch their excitement for each other. Like almost more than like when Freddie did the walk-off grand slam in game 1 of the World Series, I wanted to see each one of those players' reactions. You saw Yamamoto like, oh my God, he like did that. And each one, I've probably watched that a million times, but I'll focus in on one guy and just like, it makes me so happy to see how happy they are for each other.
Yeah. No, I agree.
Do you do that?
Yeah, we do that with each other so much. That's why when you're like, I wonder if there's any competitive between Teo and Pages.
Like a fun competitive.
Well, totally. But at the same time, it's like if, we're mentoring each other about something or we're talking to each other about something and then we see each other shine through it and we're both shining, like, to be honest, it's just going to pump us up more.
I know. But you sent me that video. I don't know where you found it, but I started following them because it was purely dugout videos.
Oh, yeah, when they're all dancing to the Roki song.
I loved it so much.
I know. Yeah, it's just...
I liked the song that Mamiko picked out for Shohei yesterday.
I know. At first, we didn't realize the wives did that. Well, we were getting it confused.
Because we went to the game on Friday, the Skeens versus Yamamoto game, and that was date night. So the women picked out the songs that night, too.
We haven't even discussed Aaron Ross's national anthem.
Oh, yeah.
So do you want to talk about that?
Yeah. So a really nice woman reached out to us last week and said that her client, Aaron Ross, had sang the national anthem at the Laker game, and she blew everyone away so much that someone in the audience, which was someone in the Dodgers front office, reached out to her and asked to sing at Dodger Stadium that following week. And she had seen our page and liked our friendship and just thought we were really fun. So asked if she could come on the show. And
We are.
I mean,
We're
yeah.
so fun.
And we had so much fun talking to her.
Yeah.
Because sometimes I'm like, I don't know how we can fit baseball in and stuff like that. But I also love to shine a light on people doing amazing things. And for someone like her who is working her ass off, and something that I was thinking about watching the episode back, and maybe we can talk to her about it again, is navigating a career and getting work for yourself and getting people to hear what you're doing. That's a really smart way to go about it.
Mm-hmm.
Pitch yourself to sing the national anthem in front of 50,000 people that get to hear your amazing voice.
Yeah, we resonated so much with her go get 'em attitude, you know, because it takes a lot to get yourself into rooms. And honestly, once you get into those rooms, it takes a lot internally, mentally. You know, you really want to, when people believe in you, you want to like make them proud, and you want to stay true to yourself, and you want it to be natural and easy, but there's a lot of thinking. And, you know, I could see that she's been in this career for a long time, from like when I was looking at her Instagram, and it's like not giving up on yourself and still just fighting to get into that room. And it's like, it was very easy to talk to her, and I related so much. And the fact that her first ever was at a Laker game, like, come on.
And the fact that she wrote in her notebook 4 teams and her top 2 were Lakers and Dodgers, and she made that happen. Like, I like to do vision boards, and we talk about manifesting and things like that. Like, that is true. I put in my calendar last year, Tokyo series and the dates, and that I was just going to be there. And it's like, you put that in your mind and you do the work along the way, and time goes by and months goes by, but you're making it happen. And to talk to someone like that, it's like, we just have so much to relate on. And especially for us now, we're doing the best we can to be true to ourselves and let our voices be heard. And I'm so grateful to have you to do it with, because we both are confident women, but when the more people that you bring on your team and things like that, it's like, there's other voices that are contributing to what you're doing. And to be able to have the support of each other and pump each other up and all that goes into it, it's a roller coaster every day. And I think the best thing we can do is just follow our own moral compass and trust our gut and really know that, like, we have good heads on our shoulders that's going to make good decisions, and we trust ourselves and each other.
Well, and honestly, through so much of us being together and putting out, like, the fans, like the people who watch and have become fans of our show, and the people who listen and follow, like, your guys' Instagrams and your DMs, and like, we might not answer every single one, but like, we screenshot them to us constantly, because that's what keeps us going in so many ways, because it's so nice to be heard, and then like to start conversation, you know, whether you agree or not, you know, and we're here to learn and to always. You know, we don't know everything, and we don't mean to, if we sound ignorant about something, but to me, it's like, you're right, I don't know about that, but like, tell me more, because this is just coming from like a fan perspective, which we are fans.
We're,
you know?
2 girls talking baseball.
Yeah.
We're not pretending we know everything. We're not giving you all the stats and analytics. You can go get that from another show. We're trying to understand. We love this game. We have such a connection to it and a passion for it, but we're constantly wanting to learn more about it. And I think this last week, you know, we were trying to understand what was going on with Tyler Glasnow and posted a video and caught some heat for it. But it almost showed me how much, and it was fitting that it happened on Women's Night, because we had a lot of men in our comments telling us to get back in the kitchen and saying things like that. But then right after that, were women coming to our defense, even men saying, do better. And then the women, a lot of our women followers who send us sweet messages all the time saying, you girls are doing great. Like, keep going, keep your head up. So I think, like, you know, after last week, we opened up a bit to our listeners and let them know that things are a little crazy for us right now, and it's been a roller coaster of ups and downs, and I just really appreciate the love and support from our listeners. And when life feels crazy and overwhelming and all these things that we're trying to navigate and do the best we can, I am so grateful for their messages and their love and support, and that's
what gets us through.
yeah.
The rallying around us in so many ways, like, you know, yesterday we had met up with someone really cool at the game randomly. And, you know, you started telling me about who this person was and like the connection they were and what your past was and all these things of how it got you to this.
Mm-hmm.
And really just I think it really reminded at the moment last night just how many people are in your corner of your whole journey.
Yeah.
And that is
Totally.
what's so cool.
Well, I think, like, you know, as everyone knows, I've had a lot of loss in my life, and it's just, you know, it's different losing a parent when you're 16 and you have so much going on, and then when you're losing family members unexpectedly when you're an adult, and it's like, it makes you question everything. And those people were so close to me and gave me so much love on a daily basis that I feel like, or lately I've been feeling like I'm really missing that love and those people that told me they loved me every day, and just that support and wanting to pick up the phone and call them and tell them what's going on. And that's been so just like present for me that it's almost like releasing that and telling that on the podcast, I got it back. Because that same week I did the walk with Our House, the grief support center I'm involved with, and I was around hundreds of people that have all been through things like me and lost loved ones, and we walked together in honor of those people, and we shared stories about them the whole time. And I got to talk about my aunt and how much I love and miss her, and my cousin Justin, and tell funny stories of him wanting to turn our high school into a pirate ship when he ran for vice president when he was a senior and I was a freshman. And it's like, I need those days. And I think I've been needing to remind myself that it's okay for me to have those days where I'm really sad, because I am naturally positive and I'm very grateful to be like that, but I need to let it out sometimes. And you've been so amazing for me. Like, even that next day, that Saturday morning, you called me and you were like, I can sense that you're really sad right now. Is there anything I can do? Mm-hmm. And like, just that phone call made me just start crying right off the bat, because just how much you see me and just our friendship means so much to me. And I'm so grateful for you.
Yeah.
So then to have the walk the next day and be around people like that, and people that I've known for a long time, and then to run into Chef Tetsu and Byron, who I know from Spago, and just them being so happy for me. It's like, I have a lot of people in my corner, and maybe I forgot that. You know, I'm also across the country from my family, and my sister has so much going on that we're not seeing each other as much. So it's like, I felt like I needed to say that on the podcast and release that, because it came right back to me. And I'm so glad.
You're missing
and I'm so
that
grateful.
connection, and that, you know, and we're so genuine. Like, we want to enjoy what we're doing and be very present in what we're doing, and like be very transparent. We wear a lot of our heart on our sleeves, and it's just who we are. But sometimes, you know, there isn't always time for that, and sometimes you have to get to work, and we will get that balance of what that is. And we're always focused on those things. But, you know, it's like Saturday morning I woke up, my heart was just heavy, because I could just tell. And I will be damned if I let you try to just push through every sad emotion by yourself, because it's like not the time to talk about it. And we have to just focus on getting forward. And it's like, we're never going to make it forward in the feeling we deserve to have through it all if we don't have someone to just stop and be like, it's okay that you're sad. Like, get it out and let's figure it out and let's get you that connection. You know,
last season, I feel like my motivation was for my aunt and for my cousin and for that deep loss I felt and wanting to honor them, because it felt like the Justin connection with baseball and my aunt helping me start a podcast was like these two things coming together. And I just pushed forward and made things happen and kept going. And it was so fast paced that I didn't really let myself stop and like grieve. So it all kind of hit me. And yeah, I just thank you for that.
You're welcome. Yeah, last night it was so fun meeting Chef Tetsu. Okay, his energy is next level. Both of them were just so much fun.
So just so you know who we're talking about, when I worked at Spago in Beverly Hills, that is Wolfgang Puck's flagship restaurant. His first restaurant.
Wow.
That I worked at for 3 years as a hostess and then the maitre d'. And Chef Tetsu was at the game last night and messaged me, and we weren't even gonna go. And I'm like, oh man, you're going to the one game I'm not at. And then little did we know, Eddie sends us tickets, and I text him back and I'm like, oh, I'm going. And then he says, Byron is coming, and Byron is Wolfgang Puck's son. And Chef Tetsu is one of the most talented people I've ever met. Watching him work, and the menu changed every day. And I learned that he would pick what inspired him, from fish to the vegetables to the plating, and just that like attention to detail was so cool to me.
Well, he's from Japan as well.
Yeah.
So it was so cool. It's just almost like so crazy that we went to Japan and there's just so many things that connect it all, And I asked a little bit of the backstory with all of it. And that is the restaurant you originally met Orel at.
Mm-hmm.
And you were like, isn't that crazy? Because it's like without that moment, and it was so funny because she was telling me, and they're like hearing it for the first time too, because they had been following your journey, but they didn't really know the specifics. And you're like, I used to watch the Dodgers at the hostess booth. And he goes, you did? I didn't know that. I would have fired you.
I know, I used to have it on my phone, and I'd be like, oh man, or like, yes. And people would be like, what's going on? I'm like, nothing.
He's like, I would have fired you back then. But like, just so like he stopped for a second and looked at you and was like, I'm really proud of you.
I know, it was so sweet.
And that's really the cool part about connecting. And that's the cool part, then Byron is like screaming like, he's safe, and it's like, but all of this love and connection when it happens through the Dodgers as well. And it's like, the other connection, who did he just have dinner with?
Oh, no big deal. Chef Tetsu was hanging out with Yoshi the other night.
Like, oh, okay. He goes, the Japanese circle out here is very small. And I was like, so how do you get in it?
I'm like, what were you guys doing? He's like, oh, we have mutual friends. We were at a mutual friend's birthday party.
Yeah, who's a singer, and he got up and sang.
They were doing karaoke. I think it was a surprise party.
Yeah, there was a lot.
But it was so cool hearing
Apparently
him
there
talk
was a few
about
dogs there.
Yoshi and how Yoshi was telling him, I guess, how impressed he is by the Dodgers organization and how dedicated they are to practicing and showing up early and getting their work in. And that was a big takeaway from Chef Tetsu. And it seems like Chef Tetsu is getting more into baseball. I did reach out to him before we went to Tokyo, and he gave me some suggestions of places to go. And yeah, it was just really nice to see them last night, and really nice for people who have seen you do a lot of different things and just be really happy for you.
Yeah.
And we had so much fun watching the game with them.
We're going back to watch a game with them. So funny. Okay, we've got to say it. When we were sitting with them, the people in front of us.
Okay. I don't know if it was like a first date or
it looked very first datey.
They were not just making out. They were like slurping each other.
Slurping. Guys, like if you could think of like what the word back in the day macking looked like that's what they're doing. I saw every angle of
the sounds.
Them. Oh, they were in it. But then they would cry. We were like on so many emotions of it because we would like, okay, maybe just tone it down.
Like, oh, that's cute. They're making out. Nice. They're on a nice little
date.
They're
laughing, watching a game, his arms around her. Like, yeah. I mean, being at a ball game with Marcel's arm around me, leaning in, cracking up, watching baseball. Like, good for you, girl. That sounds like a perfect evening. But then there comes a point. Like, what do you think people's reactions around seeing that? Do you think it's appropriate? Do you think it's like funny? What do you think our fans thought? We were all cracking up.
It was funny. I mean, they're having the time of their life. They were in their own world. And sometimes like that's so nice when you're at a baseball stadium full of 50,000 people, but you're in your own little world with your person.
Let me preface this.
Oh, okay. But like
they were like,
oh my God, I can't. Chef Tetsu was like, that should be a tutorial of how to slurp ramen.
Oh my gosh, he did. He goes, that's how you slurp ramen correctly in my country. And we lost it. I was like, that is such a perfect thing for him to say. Oh, and then the people next to him were on their honeymoon from Japan. And he looked at them and goes, hey, you're on your honeymoon. That should be you. They're like, no.
I know.
Yeah.
Isn't it cool that they chose to come here for their honeymoon and go to a Dodger game? That was really sweet.
And our boys were hitting.
Oh, that was so much fun to watch.
Ohtani's homer. Yeah.
I mean, we scored 15, but my favorite moment probably was Kike pitching.
Oh.
I mean, Kike in his helmet.
The helmet.
He's so serious getting up there.
So great. See what I mean?
And then his post afterwards, he's like, I will be practicing with the pitchers next time, so I cover first base.
He didn't break.
It was so good. He takes it so seriously. But I'm pretty sure that he's now created his own records from the amount of times he's pitched.
I love that they let him wear a helmet.
I think they didn't have a choice. That was his idea, right?
Yeah. I don't know.
It was like a visor helmet.
Yeah, it was. But I'm interested on that. We need a little bit more detail on the helmet.
I'm glad.
Well, of course,
I don't want him getting hit.
Totally, safety-wise, but it's like, is it just, can any pitcher wear a helmet?
I think so.
If it's your spot, you feel more comfortable?
Probably.
Yeah. Some of those, like, hard line drive right down the middle, like, May was just hopping out of the way all the time.
He does. He really does hop.
He hops out of the way really
he has,
fast.
Like, quite a little squat that he just, like, hops from. We also had a really sweet moment on Friday night when we were sitting in our seats and we knew that the other two seats were a part of ours, and they were gifted by Orel. He's the best. And so I was next to Adam and I'm like, I think, they're in Orel seats too. And he's like, all right, you got to talk to him. I'm like, okay, but like, I'm just not gonna be like, hey, do you know Orel Hershiser?
That's what you should have done.
Yeah. I'm surprised you
What did I do?
Yeah.
Friends with Orel, huh?
Did I say that? No, I was way
Friends
chiller.
with Bulldog, eh?
I was smooth. I think I complimented something and I was like, oh, are you in Orel Hershiser seats? And she said yes. And they must have
She probably
been.
looked at you and go, aren't you?
Okay, how do you strike up that conversation?
Oh, like you have any problem striking up a convo.
I know, but
I get what you mean. You're trying to be respectful. And
they
not
also were like teenagers. So I didn't want to be creepy or anything. Anyway, we were in Orel seats that night and the couple next to us were as well. And when I got to talk to them, they just told us the sweetest story. And so she must have been, 18? She was with her boyfriend and it was his first Dodger game. And they were so happy. They just looked like they were on cloud 9 watching the game. And her dad, years ago, was part of like a Make-A-Wish type of night. And he got to throw the first pitch at Dodger Stadium. And I guess the whole family got to meet Orel Hershiser that night. And a few months later, her dad passed away, and Orel reached out to the family just to pay his respects and say he was sorry, and kept in touch with them and said, please reach out if you want tickets or anything. And that just started a relationship with them. And since then, Orel helped their son get into pitching lessons, and he gifts them tickets once in a while. And it's just like such a perfect example of who he is and why that night at Spago, when he was nice enough to say hi to me and talk to me and take a picture with me and let me take him back in the kitchen, why that stuck with me for so many years.
Yeah, I mean, I had gotten to the game a little later, and then Adam sat with Marcel. We had kind of separate seats. So I was sitting there with you when I got that whole story, and we're both just looking at him like, because to us, like, we can totally see all those accolades of what they're saying about Orel. Like, we've lived that. Like, he just is so incredible, but it's so beautiful to see his reach and how much he touches people. And it was a really, really, really cool moment.
But even just for someone to do things like that goes unnoticed. And he just does that because he's a really good person and he doesn't need people to know. And it's just like, when you can touch one person or impact their life, that's amazing. That's a really beautiful quality and something I just really admire, and we're really lucky to have him in our corner.
Yeah, totally. All right, Monday's game against Miami. I was so excited to see Miggy Rowe kind of come back alive. I know he's been really trying to find his swing and connect and all that.
And that's his old team.
Yeah, and I have a feeling that has a lot to do with it. I think just connecting with the guys that he hadn't seen in a while, like his coaches. Like, I mean, he was with them for 9 years. I think 7 to 9 years. I think I remember.
Wow.
He was with them for a while.
7 to 9?
Well, I remember 9, but I feel like it wasn't lower than 7.
Adam, can you look that up? The 7 to 9 years that Miggy Rowe spent with the Marlins.
Sure.
Also, remember how great Shohei played against the Marlins? But at their ballpark, that's where he hit 50-50 and had that crazy game where he almost went for this. He was like a second shy of the cycle because I think he got out trying to get a triple, but he had like this crazy game. He had like 10 RBIs.
I wonder who's still on the Miami team that played with Miggy on the same team.
Remember there was some drama where one of his old teammates was speaking really poorly about him.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm.
I don't remember that drama. I feel like their years were heavy in my eyes with the Jose Fernandez passing and the team really coming together. That actually, I think, was just a anniversary because I saw some videos come over my algorithm of the guys on the first game back. But that's my point. I wonder if like the anniversary and then maybe seeing some of his old teammates and connecting, because that brought them really close as a ball club. Kind of just, I don't know, maybe it made him feel a little at home. And doesn't he live in Miami?
Well, it's like how we talk about like Michael Bush coming back to Dodger Stadium. He played so well. It's like when you are faced with that position and you know both sides and this is your old team, I think the adrenaline and the want to perform well, when you can make that happen and you don't get too in your mind and kind of like try too hard and you really are present in the moment, amazing things can happen. And I'm really glad it did for Miggy Rowe that day because I'm pretty sure he went 3 for 3.
Yeah, he did. He went 3 for 3. And just like I said, very intentional hits. It's not like he's up there trying to smack it and he just happened. Like they're just really focused in. And it's so true when you play someone. You're just like, I remember back in high school. No, but it's just funny because my middle school coach, she was who really instilled a lot of my skill as a third baseman. And she was just, oh man, she was such a dog. She was just so hardcore. And like, remember when behind home plate? But it would go in like more of a, like if some of them went deeper or whatever, she would have me go into the deep part and be on home plate and she would just smack balls hard. And it helps with timing, right? But when I ended up playing her in high school against Burbank High School, I was at Village Christian. So it's a lot of my people I grew up playing with and all this. And she like almost like, I have a feeling she was trying to get me hit and it got so close. Yeah. And I remember being like, I look at her and the pitch right after I smacked a home run. And I remember afterwards she was like, Jack. And I was like, don't ever try to hit me again, bro. Like, but it's fun. It gives you that fire.
I love that.
Yeah.
Do you have videos?
I'm sure I do.
I want to see some of your softball videos and I'll show you some of my competitive cheerleading videos.
Okay. Yeah.
I can't flip like that anymore.
Softball. I got some volleyball too.
Nice.
Yeah.
Okay.
But yeah, it was really cool to see Miggy come back. Obviously Edmund with the walk-off with that game.
I mean,
real quick before you go on to Tommy Edman, Miguel Rojas played 8 years for the Miami Marlins.
You
so
were
literally
just right.
7 to 9. And while we're still on the topic of the Marlins, quick update on the game as we record.
Oh, great.
Yeah.
Los Angeles Dodgers 12, Miami 3.
Yes! Oh my God, I love it. That's my favorite.
I love a good game update during recording.
I know. What's going on? Tell us. Who got hit?
You know, we should have that TV on for the game.
Who's getting? We would be way too distracted
You're
if there was a
right.
game on.
But
I'd be talking and be like, "Yes, Shohei."
I just want to say apologies to Austin Barnes for me slandering you. You're 3 for 4.
You go, Austin Barnes.
Michael Conforto is not doing well. He's batting 156. So
you know, last night I was
saying.
searching for Conforto because as just a fan, you know, sometimes there's things that happen and you connect with a player and it's not because I'm wishing him, you know, I don't not like him. I'm waiting to find my connection with him. I'm waiting to have that moment to where I'm like, kind of like Pajes. I have that moment where I'm like, no, you're fighting back and you're coming strong. And
But
I
do you
was
see
just
the look on his face?
Yeah.
He really means business. Like when you see his face get up there, I just know something good's going to happen.
Davy
know.
Jones. That's what we're calling Andy Pajes from now on. Davy Jones.
Wait, actually, I forgot to
Eddie
tell our
Pajes, Andy?
listeners that you
Andy.
called Doc Rivers Davy the other day.
It was
You were-
it was casual.
It was
off the
almost
cuff.
like the day that we drove by a basketball court and Adam casually just was like, yeah, sometimes I play there with Adam Sandler and sometimes Timmy is there too. And I'm like, who's Timmy? And he's like, Timothy Chalamet. Like, what?
just shooting the hoops with Clooney.
So then we're sitting there at the Pirates-Dodgers game and Adam starts talking about Davey. And I'm like, who is Davey? And he's like, Doc, Dave Roberts. What other nicknames do you have?
I think Andy Pajes should be Davy Jones, Pirate Killer. He was great during the Pirate series. Now, did Davy Jones actually kill pirates? It's a little bit of a gray area. He more so takes them onto the Flying Dutchman and makes them be indentured servants for the rest of their
going
life.
off on something.
I'm
not
so
sure where
it's a
he
little
is.
hard to say whether he's a pirate. But Andy was great during the Pirate series. And just a last note on today's game, Max Muncy finally hit his first home run of the season.
Yes.
I'm so happy for Muncy.
Last night we really, really thought he would do it with us being there.
I'm so happy for him.
Me
I
too.
can't wait to message Kelly.
Hey, we're positive girls, you know?
Sometimes I'm like, I feel like I'm too positive. I got to be hard on them sometimes.
Yeah.
I'm so happy for Max.
I'm
you know
really,
what?
really
he just
happy.
needed it. He needed
I
to
wanna
get it out
see
of the
that.
way. Hopefully that just like allows him to breathe.
Sometimes it only takes one to just feel that feeling in your hand again and to just feel the smoothness of the ball coming off the bat and it's just connecting. I really hope he's back.
Was it a solo homer? Were there anyone on base? Oh, we need to watch the dugout reaction to that. I bet they
know.
were all just thrilled
So
for
happy.
him. Oh,
I'm sure his wife's crying.
I can't wait.
I
His
know.
2 sweet kids.
They probably have no idea.
I know, but
They're like, we're 2
they're
sweet
really
kids
cute.
hanging out with the Dodgers all the time. Like
the
we're good.
Muncies spent Easter with the Kershaws.
Yeah, in Texas.
Mm-hmm.
I know. I saw that they were really happy to be home and
So cute.
yeah.
To get you back on track, you were about to go to the Tommy Edman walk-off.
We already talked about it.
Oh, okay.
I was going to ask you how your birthday was and Korean barbecue and going to the game on Sunday with Justin, who's a Pirates fan.
It was great. Birthday was great.
And how was watching the Dodgers dominate?
Wasn't really paying attention.
Yeah,
Just enjoying
right.
baseball Sunday afternoon. Sunday afternoon games are actually, I kind of like them the most. It's a little bit of a more relaxed atmosphere, it seems like. And it's just, you can park on Sunset.
It's
And
way more relaxed
It's
than
just
Friday
like
night.
kind of, let your hair down. so
That's
to
how last
speak.
night kind of felt. So I totally get what you meant. There
Yeah.
was like a more calmness. It wasn't so much of a hustle bustle.
Yeah, but former coworker Justin, he, we went to the game and I think he really enjoyed it. He's a Pirates fan. He used to work for the Pirates, so I think
Tell them what he did for the Pirates,
he was a mascot.
That's so cool.
right? I've actually never seen him not wearing a Pirates hat. So I'm glad that you took him and you had a good birthday weekend.
Yeah.
But I feel like the last couple of games we've been at, Adam is obnoxiously cheering for the other team and happy that the Dodgers lost. So I was secretly, or not so secretly, happy that he watched us get hit after hit.
Actually, I was watching Andrew McCutcheon. That guy, he went like 4 for 4 on Sunday, and he's like 49 years old or something.
No, he's not.
He's 38, but
He's
man,
38?
yeah, he's been around for a long time, and he's at the center of the Pirates lineup. It's good to see him still performing because I've always liked Kutch.
Oh, Kutch. Another nickname. What are our nicknames?
we don't need to know that.
Discuss that off
Let's
air.
get past this week.
Oh, but I don't know how that just reminded me of this, but how cute was it to watch our guys give Clayton McCullough, our former first base coach, who is now the Marlins head coach, his World Series ring and his reunion with Shohei? Remember the first game back, Shohei went to do the head nod and he wasn't there and you could see just like the, oh,
I know. I know. When I see them do that, when I saw them, it's just like so like noggin.
I know.
It's so cute.
I think our new first base coach knows to do it now. But it was really sweet watching them give him the World Series ring and just all the players, the whole team coming out.
Yeah, no. We've been able to be at a couple games where that's happened. And it's really cool. It's almost like this is the first time I'm really noticing it.
When are they going to give us our rings?
Well, I think Marcel actually was on, he was looking something up and he's like, I want to buy you guys $50,000 World Series rings because I guess that's how much you can actually buy them for.
Oh, you can actually buy them?
Yeah.
I bet fans buy them.
Yeah.
If anyone knows anyone who bought one, let us know. I'd be curious.
If anyone knows anyone who has $50,000 to spare, please let me know so they can buy me a ring.
No, I don't mean for me. I'm just curious the type of fan that is so passionate about the Dodgers that they would buy themselves a ring. I have a replica fake 88 World Series ring in this bookcase over here.
I really want to go to the San Diego replica World Series champion trophy giveaway.
Oh, we're going that night.
Okay, that's one thing. How do we feel about the giveaways that you have to buy a specific ticket? Because last night we thought we just like went into where the sweatshirts were sold out, but then when we saw where there were sweatshirts, we realized we didn't have a specific ticket for that sweatshirt.
My heart was actually broken.
Yeah, I really had to I'm like, let's go. Let's just keep walking. You were very sad.
Okay, we saw all these ladies walking around with the cutest, like pale blue Dodgers sweatshirt, and I didn't even realize it was a giveaway night. We went last minute, and I'm like, oh my gosh, we get a sweatshirt. And we thought that where we walked in, they just sold out.
They just sold out
there, or they were out there. So we went and then there was boxes that weren't even open yet. And we're like, yes, they have enough. And then the girl's like, it's only a specific ticket.
Yeah. And then I was like, well, I go,
what?
show them Eddie's. I think Eddie's is part of this specific ticket. And she was like, you would have had to like buy this specific ticket. But I wonder how that works. Like season ticket holders, it's like, hey, just like pay $45 more if you want a sweatshirt. Like
they put together like a ticket package because, I was pretty upset about it. So I had to look up the rules to make sure the girl wasn't lying to us. But I guess they put out a ticket package that was like ticket, sweatshirt, some type of experience all in one. So
I'm sure if it was something that we were supposed to grab.
What's that? Food's ready. Oh, or is that our clock going off?
Did it make a sound?
We have this new
the clock's at 0.
This new system, guys, and we have a giant clock in front of us that Adam had to ask if we could see.
We both look, we're like, well, yeah. All right. Well, I'm actually really excited from our interview with Erin Ross. She gave me a little insight on our new organist, which maybe there's a few because unless Dieter's his nickname, but the name that they said last night was not Dieter.
Right.
But I'm really excited. I really want to get connected with him. And he was funny last night. He was like, they made like
the Curb Your Enthusiasm.
Yeah.
Da-na-na. When the pitcher, Sandy kept messing up a little bit and we got a run or two out of it. Yeah. And then the Curb Your Enthusiasm theme song came on. Yeah, it was really on point.
Yeah. I was
enjoyed that.
I was like, Dieter's funny. I didn't even know if it was Dieter, but that was a fun aspect to learn from Erin.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. But yeah, it was really fun to have Erin on, and I feel like we covered everything from the makeout sesh to running into my old Spago friends to Adam's birthday to our new studio to
Ohtani breaking his streak.
How grateful we are for our listeners. And guys, we post every time we're at a game. We would love to meet you. Mm-hmm. So please let us know when you're there. We'll meet up. We'll tell you where we are. You tell us where you are. And we want to start doing fan episodes this season. So please email us and send us a little blurb about why you love baseball and how you became a Dodger fan. And we'd love to feature you on one of our upcoming fan episodes.
Yeah, I mean, we love interacting with you guys, and you feed our souls. And this is part of it, is to start the discussions and to discuss things and to kind of learn together. And so, yeah.
We are you. You are us. We're fans. We're all Dodger fans.
Yeah, and we're all learning.
Mm-hmm.
So fun.
So thank you guys. Are about to have another Dodger win and sweep the Pirates.
I can't believe Muncy hit. I'm so happy.
Sweep the Marlins. What am I saying? So much baseball.
I
You know what was funny? That's a little nod to Curb that we're talking about it. There was a time where Adam told us we had to stop saying it's the beginning of baseball. And there's a Curb episode where like after a certain time, Larry will not say Happy New Year. Have you ever seen that one?
Yeah.
Where it's like 2 weeks after the new year and someone says Happy New Year and he like refuses to say it because there's like a time limit on how long you can say that.
I would love like a show with that humor, but just around sports.
All right. Well, so we're officially 21-10. I think today will be our 21st win. Yesterday was 20. And we're back on top.
Are we number one now again?
We are. We're number one. Who are we playing next?
The
Braves?
Marlins, the Braves, and then the Marlins again.
Really?
Yeah, but in
Baseball's
Miami.
so weird.
No, when do we
Why do they have us play the same team like consecutively? Like we played the Cubs 3 times already and now we're done. We're playing the Marlins, then another team, and then the Marlins again.
Well, I think because they're over there. So they go Marlins.
Do we go back on the road now?
Yeah, I think they do Braves, Marlins, and then they do New York because they're already out East Coast.
Oh, I didn't even talk about, what was his name? Wiener?
Oh, yeah.
Seymour Wiener. If Orel thinks that he has a fun name to make fun of, how about Seymour Wiener?
Can you please explain who he is, this poor
Who Seymour
older
Wiener is?
gentleman who got famous in Chicago? Chicago?
No,
Where?
New York.
New York.
He's a diehard Mets fan. So
yeah,
I was on the way to the game yesterday catching up with my cousin Katie in New Jersey. And as everyone knows, she is a diehard Mets fan. So she listens to all the episodes. She's so supportive, even though she's not a Dodger fan. So I'm like, Katie, tell me how the Mets are doing because they're doing really well. And so she's telling me about them. And she goes, you'll like this one. The Mets honored a fan the other night. He was chosen to be honored at a game because he's a veteran. And since then, he became a fan favorite that he ended up doing commercials with the Mets and like kind of went viral. And he just passed away. And so they honored him at the game. But yeah, his name was Seymour Wiener.
That has to be like a joke, right? Like,
No.
no. I'm saying his parents had to birth him and go, watch this.
No way.
Yeah.
Well, how messed up is that? Seymour, it seems like a very like family name. The last name is really... We haven't done our player of the game, and I think that is the perfect way to end.
You're right. We didn't do player of the week.
Player of the week.
Okay, this is really, really tough.
I'm sticking to mine.
I know you are. And I even know who yours is. I was really looking at the stats back to back because there's one that I think should win, but then there's another one who has done so well that it's really hard to choose.
Do we want to name a new one, or is it just who we think? Has your person already been one for us?
No.
Oh. Well, then how about we just 1, 2, 3 it?
I'm just deciding who I am choosing between the two. It's really hard. Okay. Okay. All right. I'm ready.
Now you're making me second guess mine. Okay, ready?
Okay. Wait. It's just so tough. We love them all.
Yeah, but I've been with this one for a while.
Okay, ready? 1, 2, 3. Andy.
Pajes.
Mm-hmm. My runner-up is Teo.
Yeah, but he already was ours for the first week.
And I just feel like he's going to be it a lot.
Totally.
So right now, all eyes on Andy. He is on fire. I'm so happy for him. So not only is he Major League Baseball's player of the week, I'm pretty sure he was.
Yeah, they definitely got that from us.
Actually, he was a co-player of the week. Like, couldn't just give it to him? Who's the co? Who's the other one? Anyway, runner-up Teo. He's been amazing, leading MLB in RBIs, hit in 3 consecutive games, hit homers, has just been on fire. So fun to watch. I really liked his pink sneakers last night.
Yeah, they were nice and bright.
So Andy, we're so happy for you. We love you. And you are our player of the week. Woo.
Okay. I keep talking about Erin Ross and how we did an interview with her. And this last Tuesday, we got to have a quick little Zoom and just kind of get caught up to speed. And it was so great to talk to her.
And just hear her experience from beginning to end, walking into Dodger Stadium and singing the national anthem. So stay tuned for our interview with Erin.
Go Dodgers.
Go Dodgers. So happy to meet you today. So you're in San Diego?
Currently in San Diego, yes.
Love it. So beautiful down there.
Yeah, I know. I know. The weather is always perfect here. It's nice.
Trying to figure out when we want to come to a game there. So we have to look at the schedule. I've never been to Petco Park.
I haven't
Yeah,
either.
You haven't?
No.
You must.
I haven't actually either. My sister's been many times. Like when I took her to the game with me because they gave me some tickets to go with me. So she's like, "Oh, this is so different than Petco Park." So I'm excited to see like the differences. She's Gen Z, so she's like everything's automated and what. And I'm like, you don't like the nostalgic
Wait, so Dodger Stadium was old school?
to her, yes. And I mean, I would there is a nostalgic feeling. I went to Minute Maid Park like growing up. I'm from Houston. And so but yeah, there was like you know how like the billboards now and the advertisements it's all like digital, like all that stuff. There's like Coca-Cola, like it's like a sign, like an actual sign. And so those things are like different, you know.
Yeah.
Okay.
No, I used to say that like Dodger Stadium, I mean, I think that's the beauty of it. It's like this
Mhm.
school history, but like I
Yeah.
used to have Dodger bucks, like Dodger dollars, like that people would give you in like a card for your
Uh-huh.
birthday. Yeah. And I used to have them. And it was only about maybe 5 years ago that I finally spent my last like $20 Dodger buck, and I wish I never did.
Oh my, like you
Oh,
can only use it at Dodger
Yeah,
Stadium?
it was a Dodger buck.
That's so
that's
cool.
so cool. Yeah.
I know. And I was like, bring back the Dodger money. Yeah.
Anyway, we are back with Erin Ross, and so happy to have you here today.
I'm so excited. Thank you for having me.
Can't wait to hear all about your journey so far, but she is an extremely talented singer. I mean,
Oh
when
my
we
gosh.
when we watched your performance of singing the national anthem at the Laker game, we both were just like full body chills.
Oh my
She
God.
messages me and she goes, "This girl just reached out. Like, listen to her. Like, look, she," and I go and I'm like, book her now. Like, now. Like, we
Like, I don't know what we're gonna talk to her about, but we have to meet her and have her on because
Oh my gosh, my heart
talented.
is exploding. Thank you.
And that was your first time ever doing that?
First, yeah, for a professional game, I mean, like I've sung, you know, in high school and stuff like that. But I knew one day, like I declared and decreed that I was just like, I am going to be singing the national anthem at a professional game. Yeah.
I mean, and the
Amazing.
Lakers. I mean, I know you're from Houston. I know, but like, I mean, we all know what the Lakers are.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah, that's
Oh,
amazing.
thanks.
Are you a sports fan at all?
Okay. I am a UFC fan. So like
Okay.
I'm like the biggest fanatic. So I think like who you guys would be for the Dodgers, like that is who I am for the UFC. I love to talk UFC. My Saturdays are booked for UFC.
Wow.
And I would think that since the Lakers and the Dodgers gave you your first opportunities to sing at professional sports games, you have a soft spot for LA sports now.
Oh, I do. I think the experience of actually going to the game I've always loved, you know, like I may not know the stats because like UFC I know the stats and stuff like this. And like going to a game I always loved like that's so super like entertaining and I could never do what they do. So it's so I'm like, "Oh, wow," you know, so I
Yeah.
always love the experience.
Oh, that's so
Aw.
great.
Okay, so tell us, how did you land at Staples Center or crypto.com? How did it happen that you sang the national anthem at the Laker game?
Okay, so for the Laker game, I'm serious. Like I was like, you know what? I'm gonna sing at one of the like I want to sing the national anthem at a professional like game, right? Whatever sport, I just want to sing the national anthem. And so there I reached out to four and I'm gonna say it, you know, so they can see this, right?
Yeah.
Like, oh darn, you know. So it was Houston Rockets, the Astros, but the top two were the Lakers and the Dodgers, right? Houston, I did Houston because obviously I'm from Houston. I thought I'd have a better shot, but I'm like, hey, Houston native here, you know. But I reached out to the Lakers via like their customer service. Like it's so hard to find like where do you sing the national anthem? I googled it, I chat GPT'd it, and so then I just found their like at Lakers like customer service or something like that. I went ahead and just like sang the national, I think 40 seconds, like, and the Rockets are ready part.
And book.
Stop, I'm already
I just sang it, right? And then I was like, I don't know, I'd love to sing the national anthem for you guys. I don't know like who to send this to, but here you go. There you go right there. And then they didn't
you
give
had to like submit a little clip of you singing.
yeah, they didn't ask for it
It was just part of the email customer service
Oh,
thing.
you were just like, okay, listen to me sing, guys.
Yes, exactly. I was just like, if
Get it.
someone could just hear me sing, then maybe, because I know I don't have the numbers right now, and I know no one knows me, and da 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 da. And so it's like, but I love to sing, and I wanted to sing, and so I just like attached that. Like, not only do I want to, but I can, and I think I do a really good job at it. So I sent it to them. They didn't get back to me. It was actually when I did some music in Nigeria for like 10 days. I came back from the airport. Then I get an email from the Lakers saying like they had a fully booked roster, but they kept my name. I don't know, either as a backup, or they just kept my name because they were so impressed. And if I was available that Friday, and it was Monday, I was like, yeah, I'll be there.
I have the chills. This is amazing. So this was just like a dream of yours and a goal of like,
Absolutely.
wow, that's
Yeah,
amazing.
it was like literally that's how that happened. And then the Dodgers, which is insane.
Wait, first I just want to point out that you went about that in just a regular way, because people often ask like, oh, you got this guest, you got this guest, how'd you get them? I'm like, I DM'd them.
I was going to say, you're like a woman after our own heart, because
Yeah,
that's kind of
exactly.
how all of what we keep creating and how we've got to this part is like, just, you're not going to tell me. You might, and I know my numbers and I'm not nah, that doesn't matter. Just listen to me sing and I'm going to, yeah.
Yeah, it's like work hard, we're manifesting things, we're making things happen. It's that believing in yourself that I think
Absolutely.
even like brought this together, of your manager seeing our page and aligning with us, and then we talked and we're like instant best friends.
I know, and it's crazy too. You're exactly right. I think it's like, I think before this, I was getting frustrated, and I think a lot of creatives can, get frustrated. Oh, like I'm doing everything that I can. The consistency is there, and da 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 da. Da. But like, there's other things you can do. Like you like to sing, like the whole thing about the anthem. Like no one's like really thinking about that. Like that's a lot of freaking people that have your ears, and they have to. I mean, it's the anthem, right? And it's just like then do that, and not only like I mean, I love singing the national anthem. I came from immigrant parents, and it's like I'm not one of the vocal Olympics. I'm very particular about how I sing the anthem.
Oh,
Like,
Girl,
I
you
actually-
were doing Mariah Carey notes at the end.
that's a little bit of raw sauce I add.
Tasteful of it, because you're right. Sometimes it gets a little out of, but no, it was beautiful. I showed my parents this morning and I was
Oh
like,
my
starting.
God.
I mean, I get choked up during it, but when it's saying like that, I was like, my dad's like, are you crying? I was like, it's just so beautiful.
That is, oh man, like
Yeah.
I actually feel something in my heart. Thank you. Like that makes me have butterflies because like that's just really sweet. I really appreciate it. It's very thoughtful. I think as creatives, we're very intentional about everything. So like to see that translate like really means a lot to me. So thank you.
Even your mom video. Because like we're so close with our
I
moms and
know.
like we
We
just
loved that.
and it's true. It's like they're your biggest cheerleaders, and there's just, you're starting to hit these milestones, and like that video of your mom, and we're just like, we resonated with that so hard.
Yeah, oh man, that makes see, and what people don't know, and I'm gonna keep it real on this podcast, is that a lot of the followers that I have is not music related, right? It's well, I think as of recently, like I'm getting a lot of followers because of music, but all of it is because I make wholesome content about my mom, and so I was just like, I think it was like even frustrating for me. I was just like, everyone, it's just I have all these followers because of my mom, and da, 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 which I don't resent. I mean, however you get to my page,
Totally.
but it's just like I'm kind of in this like dog season of just like go for it, just go for it, and then see what happens. And so now it's kind of like you guys are talking to me at a turning point where I'm getting recognized for my voice and my music, because I've been at this for, I mean, there's videos I'm 2 years old singing Celine Dion in the middle of the street, so it's always been my thing.
Girl.
Okay, we just have to tell you that we initially bonded over our love of Celine Dion.
Well, first it was our love of Dodgers, and then we just were there for each other as separate business owners and just supportive and all this. And
She
then
brought me her dresses to wear on my podcast last season. And that's how
Oh,
so I have a brand. I
the
don't
boutique, yeah, the
yes.
boutique, so cute, so cute.
I'm gonna send you a few pieces just in case you come back to the Lakers or Dodgers,
because you're a Dodger fan now.
Yes, I would love that.
But no, I came and she was doing a really cool interview, and it was like the season had ended, and I was like, I'm gonna go support her. Like she's still just like rocking it, and like I was so proud of her. So I went and supported her, and then afterwards we just started singing Celine Dion, and we both looked at each other and our eyes just locked, and we're like, oh wait, I knew I liked you before, but I think we're in love.
We started singing I Surrender. Like,
Yeah.
maybe I
I'm
was
not-
thinking
I'm
about
not
what I was gonna
kidding.
listen to on my drive home or something, getting the playlist ready, and she's like, wait, what?
I surrender everything.
That's my favorite Celine Dion song. I'm not even kidding. And not a lot of people know that. It's not one of her, like, it didn't even make her documentary, like the most recent one.
I know.
I love that song. Oh my
Yeah, I know.
It's meant to be.
Have you heard Kelly Clarkson's rendition of it?
Absolutely. Yeah, Kelly
Yeah,
Clarkson
good.
is insane too. Wow.
Yeah.
Okay, so we're gonna have to see you sing Celine when you were 2 years old. But okay, so how was the Laker experience? And tell us how someone at the Laker game noticed you, and that's how you ended up at Dodger Stadium.
Well, okay, so I did my bit at the Lakers stadium. Sorry, crypto.com stadium for the Lakers. That was really cool. Then I go home and I go about my day. I'm getting prepared for shows coming up and stuff. And I just get an email, I don't know, handler or whoever gave me the gig, the one who like emailed and said that an owner from the Dodgers were there. I don't know which owner, but an owner from the Dodgers were there, and they were impressed, and they had someone reach out to her to get my contact details because they were impressed by me and they wanted me to for a game. And I'm like, they were like, are you interested? I'm like, yes, absolutely. Like, abso-freaking-lutely. And I just thought it was so crazy because I made this list, right? Dodgers and the Lakers were at the top. Obviously, I'm here, right? I would have been willing to go to Houston, thought it was cool. I thought it would be a cool marketing narrative. But here, I mean, I'm closest to the Lakers and also to the Padres, who haven't gotten back to me.
I mean, you're naming teams that we don't really like, so.
Well, see, it was
Sorry, Houston and San Diego.
But we will support you, girl.
But yeah, we support you wherever you
I think I was where I was meant to be. That's what I. And so, yeah, where was I? Was yeah, I didn't reach out to the Dodgers at all. I wanted to. I remember it was over the weekend. I remember that Monday. I was like, oh, wait, I need to actually like find the customer service rep for the Dodgers. I don't even know how to get in contact with these people. And then I get this text, and I'm like, wow, thank you, Jesus. Because I wrote, there's literally a day. It was 2 months ago where I just decided that this is what I was going to do. I'm out here I want to go to open mics. I do a lot of open mics. People need to know about me, right? I complain, oh, my numbers suck. Well, no one knows about me. And you need to go out and do stuff. So I've been doing open mics, karaoke's, and then I wrote this list. I reached out to the teams, but I didn't reach out to the Dodgers. And I just prayed about it. I literally was like, Lord, I lift it up to you. And I was recording myself, like singing Chandler Moore, lead me. I was just worshiping. And then I get this text like 2 months later. I was like, wow. So then the woman for the Lakers told me, I'm not sure when they'll reach out, but I know that they're interested. And, like, you should feel so proud. And owner was impressed. I'm like, okay, great. They reached out to me that Sunday. We booked for the 25th. And then that's how the Dodgers happened.
Yeah, that was so quick. So what was the experience like? Tell us, like, walking into the stadium, who'd you meet? Who'd you see? Tell us everything.
Okay, Dodgers was something like very incredible. I loved the entire thing. It was so dope. So, first of all, everybody was nice down to, down to like when you first go to like the gates, and you like, here's your parking, or where do we go for F, or, like everybody was so nice to the people checking our bags. And I was just like, I was like, you guys are so nice. Everybody's so nice here, and it was so professional. We came early. It was already packed by 5:10 was my call time. I was like, wow, everyone's so packed. They must have saw my Instagram post of 2,000 views. Yeah, I gotta get my.
Not that it was Skeens versus Yamamoto.
Yeah, no. And
you
so
sound like her. She'll be like, wait, that happened. I think it's because they saw the Instagram and they talk about it.
You have to think that way. You have to.
Yes. Yes, it does good for my brain, right? Mm-hmm. And so I go inside. We're met with Jalissa, who helped me. We go up to, I didn't know how anything worked. They made it so nice. I've never done this before. Well, I guess the Lakers, but I've never done this for the Dodgers, or like, it's a complete, I didn't realize how much of a different element it would be. So that was really cool. So I was led up with Miss Jalissa. I realized that I'd have a rehearsal with an organist, which I found out that day because I didn't read the entire email. But because with the Lakers, I sang it a cappella. This time I'll be singing with an organist. And I'm like, I don't know my key. I don't know anything. And so I'm like, let's see how that's going to work. And I didn't, one thing I didn't realize about, I'm not sure if this is like this for all of MLB, but it's a live organist. I had no idea. I thought they just dun, 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 but it's somebody actually playing. And I thought that was super dope. So that's super cool. Anyway, we go up to, I think it's the deck area,
Like the
or
stadium
Bank
club?
of America. Yeah, the club area. Yes, exactly. Went to the club area. I meet Dieter, super dope. He's the organist. And we ran it one time. He said, "Do you know your key?" I'm like, "No, I'm so sorry." So we did the key. He found my key within like 2 seconds. He said, "Okay, let's start over." We ran it once. He loved it. Everyone loved it. I was told that it was a little too long. I needed to shave it down by 23 seconds. I was like, "No problem. I got you. Don't worry."
23 seconds. That's a
lot.
lot.
23 seconds. It was 1:53. I needed to get it down to 1:30. I was like, "No problem. It's okay." And I had to, internally, I'm like, dang, that's me on the spot. Also me singing with someone I've never played before, but I'm a professional. I gotta tell myself I'm a professional. Don't freak out. They gave the job to the right person, So then after we ran it one time, I assured them I'll shorten it. We went downstairs on the field, which is super cool. I got to see the Pirates. The Pirates are on the field and they were practicing and stuff. I was like, this is so cool. It was really dope. I just was taking in so many things. It was a cool experience. And so we go through. I ran it twice on the field in my in-ears. And okay, these in-ears are insane. It's the things that they put in your ears because the delay is crazy in the stadium. I think it's by 1 second, 1.1 second. So it'll be like, hey, hey. And to sing in that is insane. So they gave me in-ears, which fit the mold. So as soon as it was in, it was like, I was like, I couldn't hear anything. It was really cool.
That would confuse me.
Yeah. Yes, it was almost like I see all these things around me, but I hear nothing except for my very loud thoughts and Dieter.
And are the players still warming up?
They're still warming up.
Doing batting practice while you're practicing and singing?
There's people taking pictures. There was I think there was influencers throwing balls with one of the players, and it was cool. I was like, okay, cool. It's like everybody's warming up for their stuff, for their part.
Balls with the players.
I know.
That's possible. I had no idea how they could do that. And then so once that was in, he was in my ear. We ran it twice. We ran it twice. I was like, what was my time? 1:30 on the dot. So I was really proud of myself. And then I had 30 minutes to just bop around. While I was bopping around, I was taking it in. I was seeing what I was gonna eat after because I can't eat before singing national. I can't eat before anything. And I was like, oh, this is so cute. This is stadium food, hot dogs. I want a hot dog. I want the most unhealthy food. I wanted a garlic fry cap, a helmet,
Nice.
which was so good, and a chili cheese dog. I wanted that after 30 minutes later.
I know, you're making me hungry.
You go to a game and eat.
Right. And it was really good, actually. We went downstairs after 30 minutes, and then it was like showtime. It was actually really, really quick. What was really interesting is that on the Lakers, I can hear, the state, I can hear a pin drop, right? People were cheering. I could hear the cheers. That was the first time I experienced the roar of a crowd ever. I was like, this is so
People
much.
were getting into it. We were there. We watched you. You were incredible, and people were really getting into it with you.
Which was so funny because internally I'm like, I wonder if I did a good job because I couldn't hear anything. I heard no claps. I heard no
at Dodger
because of the things in my ear. So, sorry, my ear. So I was just like, oh, I think I did good. I mean, it felt good. Maybe they didn't like it, right? So that's honestly internally what I was feeling. And then but when I pulled out the ear molds and stuff like this, I was greeted with the people and they felt such a good job. Even the cameraman and everybody helping me, oh, such a good job. That was amazing. When they opened when they opened the gate from the field to like go back into the stadium, I was greeted with like an additional applause by the people like right in front of me, the kids, and then all the way back to like my seat going down to go upstairs, claps and wow. I was just like, wow, well, this is different. Like this was I was like, oh, I'm overwhelmed. Like I'm overwhelmed with how much love I was getting. I wasn't uncomfortable, but it was just like, oh, you liked me. And so people clapping all the way to my seat, all the way upstairs. And then I even have a video. I'm actually going to post it today of like, I had no idea. I wasn't expecting that. At the Lakers, I was recognized like after, or I guess when I was just a few times, like, oh, that's the girl who sang, Here it was just like I had this cone and everybody was just like, oh my gosh. And they made a point to come to me, to come around, shake my hand. It was so different. It was so like warm. I was like,
It's
man,
like home, right?
Dodger games are great.
It's great. I say the same
Yeah.
thing. Like with my Dodger dress, I could go to Dodger Stadium and like people are like, "Oh my God!" Women are just like, "Where'd you get that? You're so cute." What did it?
yes.
To a Laker game, and I have a Laker one, and
Yeah.
it's different. People are looking at you and they like what you're wearing, but no one's gonna really say anything, or like it's like a little more reserved.
Yeah, I think that's the perfect word, is reserved, because you can tell people are thinking it, but I think what was so different about the Dodger fans was this: everyone was very vocal. I don't know what it is, but it was down to the fans. People were the kindest people, the stranger next to us, like I had to like adjust my seat or something, and he's like, no, I'll hold it. Like he held the seat so my food doesn't get, I was just like,
Aw.
people are so nice. So then actually watching the game was incredible. Like I got to
What do you think? Because you're not a huge baseball fan.
I'm
So how do you enjoy the game?
I'm not a huge baseball fan, but I enjoy like live sports and people's like their profession, right? So I didn't know like a song comes on like per hitter, so I was like,
The
oh,
walk-up
cool.
song? Yep.
Yeah, it was like date night, so I overheard that the wives or the girlfriends like chose like their walkout song. I was like, that's so cute. There was many things to be entertained by. I think anyone would really enjoy going to like a live game. I don't know, again, if it's like this on all stadiums like for baseball, but definitely Dodgers was a vibe because there was like entertainment in between, with the
Always.
filters and Bank of America and like all of these like just entertainment in between. I was entertained the entire time. I was like, wow.
Unfortunately, the Dodgers didn't play very well that
Right.
day. That's
Yeah.
the only game we dropped the series because we did win the series.
Yes,
But
of course.
did you meet any of the players? Did they tell you good job? I was in the video at the Laker game. I saw the players looking at you like, wow.
I
shit.
heard the players got emotional.
Yeah, so, some of them did. Yeah, I wouldn't be able to say which ones, but they some of them did. I didn't get to see or meet any of the actual Dodgers on the team, but I mean, I felt it in my heart. So that was cool. Yeah, I didn't meet any of them, but I met a lot of Dodger fans, and that made it super memorable for me. Even standing in line, people constantly coming up to me, making a point. I just thought it was like the nicest thing, So it was incredible. Like and the wave, that was so fun. And then the seventh inning stretch is a real thing.
Oh,
You know,
yeah.
to take me out.
I know. You know what's really
This
funny
is
is
so
like
funny
his
listening
name,
to
I
her
know.
talk
Is his
about
name
this.
Dieter, the new one?
The
Organist? Yeah.
Mhm.
Okay, so growing up, I was born and raised in LA, so I've been going to Dodger games since I was born. And the organist was Nancy B, and she just passed away. And like I always say, so like they used to play the like charge 3 times, and now they like maybe once every 3 games. And I swear, every time they do it, something good happens. And we're always like, "Come on, 3 charges!" And I was like, I need to talk to this new person because.
We need Dieter's number.
Yeah, I'm like, Dieter, I'm gonna need a little more 3 charges, please.
Okay. Yeah, no, yeah. Make sure we get that. Yeah, because
Well,
that's
thank you.
Well, when
Yeah.
we were watching you perform, we were just in awe. You were amazing. And then after we're like, she's coming on our podcast. Hey, we know
Oh
her.
my gosh. Oh, I love that. I
I
love
know.
that. I've been so looking forward to this too. I was like, oh my gosh, I actually do have so much to talk about, about just my experience, and I was just like, I'm just experiencing this experience, you know. I was like, I love it.
What is your first baseball game ever?
No, it wasn't. It
Okay.
wasn't my first. It was because I was when I was young, Minute Maid Park and Astros, right? Don't
Okay,
remember
gotcha.
if we were good at all, but I loved the experience when I was a kid. But this, I guess it would be my first. Honestly, I'm 29 years old. It might be my first as an adult. So it was very nostalgic for me, like being in the stadium. And then like kind of like seeing things that I wouldn't as a kid. Because as a kid, all I cared about was the food, you know? Here I'm like, man, a baseball game is a very long game. Like, how do they keep the people entertained? And, and then like the ones that might not know all the stats and stuff like that, like would I enjoy it? And I did. I most definitely did. It was so fun.
It's so funny because they recently just made the games shorter, like a faster game.
Oh,
So
really?
like,
That was a past game?
so, so to be honest though, some of like our, like us diehards,
I actually miss
we kind of
it being
miss
longer.
because you would go and you were able to just check out. And honestly, sometimes the traffic getting in and stuff, if you're not there right at first pitch, it's like you still have a lot of the game left. Like now, if you miss the first 2 innings, like that game's going quick. Your 7th inning stretch and it's the 9th inning and it's done. And you're just like, but wait.
Yeah. Well, that game ended up kind of being like a pitching battle.
Mhm.
The game that you went to. So there wasn't a ton of hitting. It
And-
was a lot of,
Yeah.
you know, really good pitching. Which, unless you're a really diehard baseball fan, I
gets
can get
boring.
how you can find it a bit boring. The next 2 games, the Dodgers were hitting like crazy.
That would have been so.
But I'm so glad you had such a great experience.
Yeah, that was really fun.
And that Dodger fans were really good to you.
Oh yes, yeah. No, I was just like, wow. There's a not that Laker fan, like not pitting against each other at all. I just realized it was a difference. I was like, oh, this is a completely different vibe, you know. I don't know if it's NBA versus MLB, but it was
that Lakers is a big celebrity. Like that is a different celebrity. That is a different beast. I mean, people probably, I don't know. It's like this. Do you not talk to them? You don't want to look like, no, not cool. And like, you know, and to them, you were
friends.
But to that, I'm just saying, I felt the same way when I went to the Laker game versus the dress of the energies and stuff like that. But it's like, they almost, yeah, it's like you have to be cool. You can't talk to the celebrity and like go up and be like, you did so good, you know? And it's like, I don't know. That's
who?
I'm saying that's the culture. It's true. That's kind of the culture and energy at Laker Stadium in a sense. It's not that it's not warm. I mean, it's nice, but it's just like nobody really gives you that little extra.
Interesting.
But what was interesting is the players. I think maybe because I had to walk past the players after the Lakers. I got some smiles, you know, like and during my rehearsal, my tech rehearsal and sound check for the Lakers. They were clapping, like the players were, I don't know who, but on both sides, the players were clapping, the coaches were clapping. I was like, it's cool. Like, it's really cool. Yeah, on both sides. Just a completely different vibe, though.
Yeah.
I love that. So what's coming up for you next?
Okay, so I do have a show, nice saving, on in West Hollywood at Hotel Ziggy, so I'm getting prepared for that. And it's gonna be, you know, I live my life on faith. So right now, as of right now, because I've kind of been focusing on like, okay, you know, I got the Lakers this week, I got my SoFar session, I got the Dodgers this week, and now my next thing is going to be the show with We Found New Music. It's put on by DistroKid. It is a free show, and I don't know how I'm going to do it though. I have no idea like who's going to be playing with me. I'm praying that all in. Like I live my life on faith. And so I'm like, but it's going to be taken care of.
You need backup?
I know. I was like, let us know the deets. I'll come and cheer you on.
Oh, you guys should come. Please come. That would be awesome.
Yeah, we would love to. But you do also do voice lessons and things like that too, right?
Yeah, I'm a vocal coach, and I'm the founder of Raw Sauce Academy, which will one day be a brick and mortar place, a nonprofit. That's the heart for it. It's gonna be so yeah, I teach all the time. That's my day job, I guess. I always want to be involved in music. I'm an entrepreneur, so it's like in whatever way I can give back is
That's
that.
awesome.
It is like I kept my price is the same for like 6 years, and so it's like I want to help.
Yeah.
The Talk Dodgers to Me crew, plus our producer Adam, who busted out when we do karaoke. He has such a good voice. We might all need to take some voice lessons from you. I'm not kidding.
We went to karaoke in Tokyo, and I mean, Adam can belt.
Mhm.
And she, I mean, yeah, I think
So
we
can
would,
you.
I think we would benefit from a few little lessons.
I just think it'd be a fun thing for us to do. And if you could teach us a little bit.
Okay, so I would love that, number one. Yeah, because we just vibe off the top, you know, and it's just like, yeah, it's literally my passion. Earring.
That one just doesn't want to stay on today.
Trouble today. Yeah, I would love it. And I teach from, you know, adults, little kids, anybody that honestly has a passion. You don't have to have a voice. I used to believe that, you know, you have to be born with it. I don't even know if I could teach people until like I was put in a position where like I had to give it a shot, you know, and then I'm like, oh, well, wait, I'm actually really passionate about this. So yeah, anyone can benefit from voice lessons.
Do you do them in person? Do you do them on Zoom?
I do them on,
Trying
yeah,
to set this up.
I do it online for now. I used to teach in a studio, Light Dance Academy, but then COVID happened, you know, everything changed. I moved, so I've been teaching exclusively online. But there is options where like if you do want me, you can hire me and I can show up and we just do that. Like if it's, you know, if I'm working with an artist or something like that. Yeah.
Oh,
that's
well,
so cool.
again, we are here with Erin Ross, and we're so happy to meet you. So happy to have you on Talk Dodgers to me today and turn you into a Dodger fan.
Oh, yes.
I mean, I know we didn't, but your experiences did.
Absolutely.
So glad Dodger fans were so good to you. And just remind everybody how they can find you, and again, where your performance is in West Hollywood that maybe some LA folks want to come and show up to.
Yes, guys, you can find me on all social media platforms at The Ross Sauce, THEROS Sauce. My vocal academy page is called Ross Sauce Academy, and then you could definitely find my music on Spotify, Apple Music, any streaming platform at Erin Ross. I have a debut EP called Still Becoming. Also working on my debut album, so that's fun.
Amazing.
And then my next show is going to be May 7th in West Hollywood at the Hotel Ziggy. Yeah, Hotel Ziggy. And I believe doors open at 7. Yeah. It's a free show.
Okay, well, we'll post about it and remind people. And again, we're so happy to meet you.
I'm so happy.
And come back and keep us updated on everything.
Absolutely. I would love to. Ladies, thank you so much for having me.
Yeah, keep this momentum, girl. I'm proud of you. Keep it going. Keep it going.
Yeah, you got
I'm
this.
going.
Yeah, you got this. We got this.
I know.
We all got this.
We all got this. You ladies too, because I love what you're doing.
Thank you so much.
Absolutely.
Oh, and say hi to your manager for me. I love chatting.
Got you. Absolutely.
Yeah.
And your mom.
And your mom. And Dieter.
Yes,
Dieter, yeah. Let me know when you chat with Dieter about my charges.
Gotcha. We need 3, Dieter. All right, beautiful
All right,
ladies.
We'll talk to you soon. Go
Okay.
Dodgers.
Yes.